Okay, now we talk. Now we talk. Yeah. Um, what it is today? It's somewhere. Let's make it without year and date. Doesn't matter. Because this video supposed to be still actual in 5-10 years, and I'm here to talk about really important stuff. Really important stuff. This stuff is that people always around you people around you will always like to get something out of you. And I don't mean anything particularly bad or whatever. I just mean naturally. What I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it is that you might like to take popular decisions of yourself and be, you know, modern fashion guy, or you might just turn off the noise and in total silence ask yourself what I consider important and what I was always considering as important for the humanity from my perspective. And it depends on person. I'm not sure if that about IQ or psychological intellect or anything like that. I mean, just general understanding that your personal desires might be less important than goals of the humanity history on this point at the current moment of history. Um, I'm just a person talking about those global stuff and so fundamental stuff. And you need to understand that I might make mistakes in what I'm saying, how I'm saying, and what for I'm saying it. So, uh, you know, think of yourself if that makes sense. Um, the idea which is keeping me still alive is that, first of all, person has to have a goal. It depends on person, and you might be more about having any goal, some external or internal goal. It might be becoming stronger, wealthy, anything. And it might be looking good, be looking better, or gain some knowledge in some particular field, or get a better job. What's your goal? Do you think you ever in your life might reach it? If you think you can reach it, it's a bad goal. Probably it's not a goal at all. And what I call goals is something, as predefined several sentences ago, something what make your life make sense of your life. And that goal of getting better job, that doesn't make your life exactly meaningful, That's what I'm talking about. Those are just needs. needs of modern society, needs of maybe desire to be proud of yourself, needs of be gain some freedom out of your job and travel somewhere, and so on. That truly depends on period of your life. Goals absolutely arbitrary, might be absolutely arbitrarily defined. The question is, what absconding as a fundamental of your goal? It's easy to place a good goal when you in good shape, when you already feel that you're on the right track in your life. People who are on the right track in their lives, I think it's less than 0.0001% on the planet. Those are people who not only they're not only having possibility to get done hard things. Those are people who understand that those things are hard, and they might be sitting somewhere and drinking cocktail, but they do those hard things because they consider it's important, whatever it means. Think of it. Think of it for a second. So if you cannot for 100% say that your goal is right now, it's for 100% makes sense for you and always will be. You're probably missing something in the life, as well as all of us, almost all of us. You're not always in good shape. You cannot just automatically generate a right goal as when you differ from moments when you just in a good shape, you're on the right track, and any goal you put, it's supposed to be right. You just already feel the ground under your legs, and you already know how your way smells. Nevertheless, sometimes, even though you might get puzzled and turn not in the right direction from your main quest and main goal in your life. You might be start thinking too much about people around you, about what they want to get out of you, even subconsciously. You might think of, I'm supposed to be that, I'm supposed to be this, I'm supposed to be whatever. And you will be wrong in 99.9999999999% of the time. I mean, you should sit silent. Remember what happened with yourself during the whole period of your fucking life. And then ask yourself, where was this moment when I thought there's some deeply respectful by myself goal which I haven't ever think I'm capable of reaching or doing. I'll give you 2 minutes. You know, the funniest thing, I'm absolutely know what I'm talking about, and I know this is inside of you. And even more, I will give you one very tricky and funny take in a moment. You done? Found you this or not? I lost it by myself recently. And even though I absolutely knew what it is, I already knew how it smells, and I already knew what's my weight. What's my weight? And still, that happened. And even though I deeply knew, like, unbreakably, unbreakable, like, as unbreakable truth, just as an effect, what what I'm supposed to do. I lost it at the moment because some substitution of a goal, of a concept, just happened. Might sounds a bit of abstract what I'm saying, and I can give you example. I can deliver the story of what exactly happened with me, naming exact goals and periods and so on. But now we're talking about you. We're talking about yourself. It can't sound too abstract for you. I just don't name exact field which I'm interested about and how that substitute with other external goals which just came from other people. Instead of to be a bit of exact, instead of making and continue doing research, I started to looking for a better job at the moment, which is absolutely okay. I mean, you should do it, but don't forget, come back to your own personal research. Because remember, at the job or anywhere in society, you're supposed to work with other people, and it's a gift which giving to us by the God. But at the same time, you need to have something what only you can touch in absolute silence and disconnection from the whole world and time and space. You're disconnected from the world. You can get one thing with yourself on some island. and accept of needs of eat food and drink water and whatever, it might be something else. Without it, you wouldn't feel your life meaningful, whether it's just a bunch of papers to write equations or poems or draw pictures. That what called doing something in the life, that what differ us from the animals, to create. That what I'm talking about. To create. That's tricky now, right? It seems to be also obvious until you heard what I'm talking about, until I named it. And yeah, just creating. How you do that? How you write music? Do you need to draw pictures exactly or write equations? Is it the the these thing where the creativity comes exactly from, or is creativity appears firstly inside of yourself when you're just touching and interrupt with some external things? Those are just instruments of creativity. It might be whatever it might be. Basically, yeah. But creativity comes from here, and creativity is a freedom to do, to let your soul think on its own without any box. That's what's called that. That's why we say that creativity is something like outside of the box. All these mechanisms around the world, they are all pretty defined in social communications, and you know whatever it is, whatever your duties appears to be, studying in the university, working any job. But all of that is not you in silence, sitting in the room with yourself, or just alone on the island, where creativity can start to appear, because it's not constrained by any surrounding environment. In the terms of thinking and letting your muscles to flow in the direction where you already know you already lost there. It's absolutely impossible to create ideal picture and draw it on paper what you see here, or write this song which you hear when you're dreaming at night and you're waking up trying to write it, and it's impossible. Or create this robot or AI or whatever it is, which is that smart and that powerful and has so much agility that you already know you lose there. How it sounds for our ego. How that sounds. don't we become more egocentric and evil when we don't do this thing where we already lost just by definition? We know it on our natural level. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool and it's important. I don't know don't talk about why we don't talk about things like this. I don't know why we need to spend so many hours of our free time reading thousands of pages of different books and watching some videos and like spending doing whatever in the life without realizing at least this. It might be written in my passport on the last page as idea of what it is to be a human, and how is that to live the life, what it's exactly. You might think of it for yourself and forget it, or elaborate and make it make some flavor out of this idea. Whether you do it or not, I'm here just to fix this idea here, even for myself in the future. Because that not just happened with me one time, I forgot about it, and I don't want to forget about it, anymore, and turn in the wrong direction out of my way. I mean, it's still useful to do it just for sake of experience or whatever, but losing sense of moving forward, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool always? Not always you can get something out of it. What's supposed to generate flavor for you is you following what you deeply consider as something unreachable, an ideal. Doesn't matter if it's trend or it's not cool or nobody understand it, or who cares? If you feel yourself good when you're doing it, seems this thing making some noise. I don't know if you hear that. Yeah, I just think I need to eat 2 bananas right now and a bit of a grape. Yeah, that seems to be a good idea. Yeah, and make a tea. Thank you.